Well, one of the low-hanging fruits that this economy has is this tourism industry. Now, there's a lot that goes along with this industry, and part of this is entertainment. We have entrepreneurs that are keen enough to see the opportunity here and are exploring it.
Leviti, a company born from scratch, stands the test of time, venturing into ideas of holiday camping, visiting and touring places of interest and refreshing the minds.
I run a company called Leviti Entertainment. Leviti Entertainment is an events organizing company, concept building, tours.
Lucas, the company's director, thought of how to make ends meet when hell broke loose with the outbreak of the coronavirus. Amidst all odds, he set out to make life meaningful. This is how he began.
Basically, what inspired Leviti Entertainment to go into Leviti Adventures, I would say COVID. COVID made us to change our minds and to start thinking in a different direction. Leviti Entertainment decided to go into Leviti Adventures so that we can build up this bridge, so that we can get the people to know, hey, these services are meant for you. Because it is very easy. What we normally do right now is we get a weekend. If we have our 20 people, 30 people, for instance, we say we're going to Ginger and we get into a bus and we drive until Ginger. If it's in Makwanzi, we go to Makwanzi. If it is in Kapchora, we go to Kapchora. If it is in Fort Potro, we will drive to Fort Potro for the weekend.
In these adventures, Lucas thought of interesting activities to keep the interest of his clients warm, such as midnight walks and sleeping in tents.
Once you go there, you're leaving your comfort zone. You're leaving everything. That's why we call it adventure. You're going to sleep in a tent. I know very many people fear sleeping in tents, saying, what if animals come, what if rain falls? Things are changing. Materials that they use to make these tents, they don't allow anything out from the outside to get in, and unless you accept anything to get in, you open your zip or what. So the things have been made simple. You can camp, and once we are there are waterfalls, there is forest walks, and we have one thing what we call the midnight walk. Everywhere there, at midnight, everyone will get a torch and we will walk in the forest. These places are safe. These places have been meant for people to come and camp there. So the security, security is our #1 priority. Even before we take any person there, we ourselves go there.
He makes it easy by selling his ideas to all people of different ages and families, as long as one can afford the packages he offers.
With Leviti Adventures, we have everyone. We're open to everyone because what we do has no age limit. We have packages that we always give out. We have family packages, we have wedding packages, we have corporate companies. Like in case you want to move out somewhere and you don't know where to go, you just come to us, Leviti Entertainment, and you give us your budget. Say we want to go here, we are these people, we're a number of 20, we're a number of 30, we're a number of 40. Or you have companies, right now we're going in the festive season. Corporate companies want to get those getaways, team buildings, all our clients, that is all what we do, is we take that load away from you. All you have to do is just give us everything. All you do is just come on that day and have fun.
Lucas speaks of his achievements as the experiences he has got from interactions with people of different categories, through which he has been able to build a bigger clientele.
On the part of the achievements, I would say we have got the numbers. As Leviti Entertainment, the one thing that we've always tried to do best is sell an experience. Through selling an experience, you're going to get the value for your money. And the most thing we want is for you, our client, to get the value for your money. So we will sell you that experience. The experience that we've been selling to people, they've been able to refer us to the other people, and we have been growing in numbers. Right now, I wouldn't say we have achieved it, because the number, you need the numbers. Yeah. We have the numbers, but we need more numbers. We need to add on to those numbers, because if you have numbers in events, then you have it.
He pauses his advisors. One should love what he or she does and stop looking at money most.
You must love what you're doing, because once you come into this business with the mindset of making money, you're going to get disappointed. That is the truth. You're going to make money, but the money in events, it has to be in the long run.
difference between stocks and bonds are that a bond earns you a fixed return or earns you a fixed interest over a particular period. When you buy a bond, at the time that you buy it, you're telling this bond is going to pay you 10% or 15% or 12% for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The share, on the other hand, pays a dividend, and the dividend is not fixed. That's one. It pays a dividend, and the dividend is determined after the end of the financial year, and they have sat and said, okay, we've made this much money as a company, the earnings on this share have been this amount, we're going to pay this proportion. So whenever you're investing in a share, you have to consider the risk versus the return. The risk of you losing money in terms of the share price going down, and the potential of you earning money in terms of the share price going up or earning a dividend. What a share does, it gives you a portion in an industry or a company where you can't own the whole company. Imagine somebody has a supermarket and you don't have the amount of money to buy and stock up the whole supermarket. If that supermarket listed and there was a share that said if you bought for 10 shillings, you would have a portion in the returns or the income the supermarket makes. It allows you as a simple individual with your little money to be part of the growth of the supermarket and to gain like a real supermarket owner. So what you should do is put all your eggs in one basket when you invest in shares. The stock markets have a number of shares.
It's no brainer that the COVID-19 experience has shown us the importance of technology in sustaining business activity. Now, some of the innovators in that space are looking at it as an opportunity for business, but on the other side, looking at how this can be used to sustain businesses.
My name is Kakoza Alan Klaus, RPA developer. RPA is an acronym that stands for Robotic Process Automation. RPA is one of the trending technologies, and it's really good. It's going to be a game changer in the next decade or less. RPA, it's more of automating the white collar work. And an example that I can give on that, or the real life practice in which you can apply it, is let me say you're working for a company. You have to create an invoice for a company, and you do it maybe on a daily basis, a monthly basis, or weekly basis. In the process of creating an invoice, you find that there are repetitive tasks that are involved there. So we can automate that, and that can be one areas that RPA can be applied. Basically, the robotic process automation deals with emulating human actions with digital systems. So depending on a specific criteria, then we'll be able to automate a particular workflow or process in that particular business. Another example that I can give you in which RPA can be applied in business, take an example when we are onboarding a new employee in a company. We find out that an employee has to fill in a particular form. You have to populate that particular form in maybe a certain system somewhere. So all those tedious, repetitive tasks, as long as anything involves repetition, then we're able to automate using the RPA. If you're not from a technical background, it can be a bit of a challenge, because sometimes you may need some programming knowledge, but minimal, not a lot. Like for someone who's like a Java developer, or someone who's into like serious programming, serious coding. But the other challenge that you can encounter, some of the business owners that need their work to be automated, they may not be like certain. They don't have a clear use case of a particular model that they want to automate. So if a company goes ahead and onboards RPA, the employees are able to do the things to free up a lot of time on their desk so that they can do things that they really do love. If an employee takes like 180 180 minutes to accomplish a certain task. You find that a bot or the automation that is developed, the time can really narrow down to 5 minutes or even seconds. So which means it really frees up a lot of time for the employee who has been doing that particular task. So the other thing, most companies or employees of the company worry and they think that automations or bots are going to take up their work and they're going to remain unemployed. But actually that's not the case. Like earlier in the 90s when computers were invented, that's the same mindset that people had. They thought that computers are going to take up their jobs, but actually they just needed to learn to work alongside computers. This is the same thing with automation. People just need to, or companies just need to reskill their workforce so that employees learn to work alongside the bots. So any business that has a particular criterion how they do their things, or they have a trigger-based criterion how they do their things, all those areas RPA can be applied. For example, we have banks, auditing firms, HR work. So if a company goes ahead and onboards RPA, for real, they will totally succeed.
So we come to the end of this week's edition of Money and Markets. Thank you for staying with us.
And like we say, business is a going concern always. Therefore, let's have this conversation going. We'd like to hear from you. I've been your host, Charles Boji.
And I'm Shamim K. Matovu.
Have a good evening and God bless.
Bye.